My name is Antonio Sanjo, and I practice and teach introspective hypnosis. And today I want to talk to you about what's included in the introspective hypnosis class. I have been asked these questions many times, and even though I list a little bit of the items on my website, I think it's a good idea to explain this a little bit better. So let me start by saying that when I created this class, I tried to cover everything that I felt was not taught to me when I was learning hypnosis. When I was learning hypnosis, I think there were a lot of things that were not shared with me or shared with the people that took our class. So as we were practicing, we were facing different challenges. What do I do with this? Somebody taught me past life regression. Somebody taught me this or this other technique. And what happens when my client stays in this life? What happens when my client doesn't go into a trance? What happens when the induction that I'm using doesn't work? What am I supposed to do with the interview? How long should my interview take? So all these questions, right? I cover and I created this class based on all the things that I felt I was missing during the time I learned hypnosis. I was learning hypnosis, and during the time I started practicing, I was practicing. In other words, this technique has evolved with time. As I kept learning other techniques, I kept implementing more and more tools, and it has developed, and the class has changed as well. So what is it that you're going to learn with introspective hypnosis? Well, number one, we need to understand what hypnosis is, right? We're going to cover about that. We're going to talk a little bit of the history of hypnosis, even though there's a lot of information on the internet about that. But I'm just going to mention the ones that are going to apply to the tools we're going to use during the class. What else? I'm going to actually teach how to do a proper interview. A successful session depends on a successful interview. And during the interview, there are many things that take place. It is not just about asking questions. It is not just about gathering information from our clients. There's a lot more that takes place, and we can detect patterns, and we can detect phrases, and we can detect mandates. We can detect certain symptoms. During the interview, many things that take place. We're going to learn how to do that. We're also going to learn about the pre-hypnotic talk. What is it that our clients need to know before they start the session with us, before we start induction? And then, yes, we're also going to learn about inductions. It's not only one induction. The idea is that you learn at least 3 or 4, at least. Why? Because the same induction doesn't work for everybody. If you have a client that is not visual, a visual induction will not work with them. If you're a client that is too logical, maybe we need to use a confusion induction. Maybe we need to use a shock induction. There are different inductions, and that's what is going to help you have a successful session, understanding that. We're also going to learn suggestibility test. Hey, you need to understand what type of client you have in front of you. Based on those tests, you're going to understand, you're going to determine which inductions you're going to use. So you're going to learn all of that. And then what else? We're going to learn how to navigate memories. In introspective hypnosis, we start navigating memories from this life. And navigating memories, we can run into a lot of sad events, because that's what the clients are coming from. They're bringing their issues, fears, sadness, phobias, physical symptoms, emotional, mental, you name it. So most of them are associated with what is happening to them now, or maybe with what happened to them during childhood. And we're going to learn different techniques. We're going to learn role change. We're going to learn communication with deceased loved ones in case they show up. We're going to work on forgiveness therapy, soul fragmentation, soul entrapment. And then after we navigate a few of those memories, there are going to be some issues pending according to what the client brought to the session. So what comes next? We need to find the root cause of some other symptoms that are pending, that were not mentioned while the client is in a trance in a session. So we're going to learn how to do that. Some of those symptoms might come from what we call past lives, right? So yes, we're going to learn past life navigation. We're going to once again learn about soul entrapment and how to free that part of your soul from that experience so you can eliminate the symptom. We're also going to learn how to deal with spirits. A lot of times you're going to run into spirits or lost souls attached to your client's vibrational field. And this is going to happen regardless of what your beliefs are. if you don't manage this concept, no session that you facilitate is going to be complete. You need to understand this, because those lost souls, when they attach to the client, they transmit their symptoms: fear, phobia, sadness, addictions. So some of the things that your clients might be feeling might be coming from them. So we need to understand how to work with them. We're going to work with forgiveness therapy. We're going to learn regression to the womb. There's a lot of stuff that takes place during our time in the womb. Why? Because when we're in the womb, we are inside of our mother's vibrational field, and our mother has her own fears, phobia, sadness. Depending on the country where she is, she might be experiencing certain things. Depending on the religion that she believes in, she might be experiencing certain things. Depending on what is happening to the father of the child, that woman is going to be affected as well. And as that is taking place, since you are inside your mother's womb, you get affected, right? And the thing is that when you're born, and during that time, it's difficult to understand what belongs to you, what belongs to your mom. And when you're born, you forget about that. You forget about your time in the womb. And everything you felt stays with you. And that's going to cause some programming, that's going to cause some issues, they're going to cause what I call soul entrapment in the womb. So in introspective hypnosis, I'm just mentioning just a few of the things that we're going to learn during that class. But this is a 6-day class, and it's very intensive. We're going to use 48 hours to do this. During the last day, I'm going to do 1 or 2 demo sessions, depending on what time allows. And then on the last day, you have the chance to practice your own sessions. But then people will say, right, Antonio, I didn't have enough time during those days to review my material, to review some of the videos you shared with us. How am I going to facilitate practice sessions if I have not digested all the material you gave us? Because, by the way, I do provide a manual for this as well. So what I'm doing now is I am adding an additional day, but just for 4 hours, so that you can keep practicing. And then I invite members from our mentoring group. I'll explain that in a minute. I invite members from our mentoring group to join and practice, so you can keep practicing after, maybe 2 or 3 weeks after the class was finished. You get all the tools. You get to ask all the questions. I'm going to share the do's and don'ts, right? What is it that what are the mistakes I made? I don't want you to make the same mistakes. If you're going to make new mistakes, make new mistakes, don't make the ones I made. Try to save time. Then people say, Antonio, what happened after the class? What happened after we're done practicing? What kind of support do we get? Well, based on that, a lot of people were asking me the same question. So I created a mentoring group. And in the mentoring group, we get together once a month over Zoom for 3.5 hours, and you bring all your questions, and everybody brings questions, and they ask questions and I answer questions. Everybody learns. What else happens with the mentoring group? Whenever there's a new class, I invite them to practice with the people that just finished the class. What else? I share videos, I share extra information. You get the support that you need as you're learning. And it doesn't matter what technique you learn, there's a learning curve. It takes some time. It takes some time for you to feel comfortable practicing any technique. So you'll be supported all the way, and it's what, $10 a month. That's what I'm charging now. It's nothing, but at least it's your commitment. If you want to do this, if you really want to help people, if you really want to help souls, incarnated and disincarnated souls, this is what I would recommend you to do. So this is what introspective hypnosis covers. As I said, the class takes 6 days. There's a lot of information. Some people, and this is what we notice during the class, as we start talking about different topics, as I start teaching techniques, as I start sharing excerpts of certain sessions of videos, right? People start to get triggered by this, because we all have issues. We all have issues from maybe a recent event, from childhood, from past lives. So what people said to me is, Antonio, after the class, I experienced this, and I have been able to resolve this issue. As they were practicing navigating memories, navigating past life, or facilitating full sessions, they were able to release that emotion. They were able to understand what was causing that issue for them. So expect that to happen. People experience different things during the class, and then you get to meet a beautiful group of people. And That's basically what it is. I can talk for hours and hours about introspective hypnosis. I can talk for hours about what introspective hypnosis has not only done for my clients, the people that come to me, but what it has done to me. Because facilitating this type of sessions is a two-way street. You give something and you give something and you get something in return. I am not the same person I was when I started facilitating introspective hypnosis sessions, maybe a little bit over 7 years ago. So anyway, I hope that answers your question. Feel free to send me an email at info@antoniosanjo.com. If you have any questions, go to my website, antoniosanjo.com. Visit my YouTube channel. If you're interested in taking this class, watch my sessions. Watch my sessions. I noticed that some people that joined the class were not familiar with what I was doing. They thought that they were going to learn something else. Watch my sessions, see what's going to be taught during the class. Because during the class, basically what you're going to learn is the reasoning behind what I do in my videos, right? So it's a good idea to watch the videos. Another question that people ask, Antonio, do you teach anything else besides or after the introspective hypnosis class? Well, I'm going to create, I don't believe in level 1, I don't believe in level 2. Everything you need and more than what I got when I learned introspective hypnosis, I'm going to give it to you. That's all you need. But some people want more things. When you're ready, when you're prepared, when you already have some experience, when you already experience certain things during the session, you can learn additional techniques. So in a few weeks, I'm going to create an advanced technique class. Okay, it doesn't mean that if you don't take this one, you're not practicing introspective hypnosis. This is extra. These are other tools that you can use during the session and will take your practice to the next level. So anyway, thank you again for your time, and until next time, take care. Bye-bye.